Hello there, welcome back to the channel. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking this video. As always, I genuinely appreciate your time. Today we're going to be discussing an extremely interesting topic in a segment I like to call Wild Thoughts. Simply put, this segment on the channel is just going to be me sharing my wild thoughts, ideas, and observations on the world with you to spark discussion and to bring awareness to a wide range of topics. So please stick around to the end of the video. Before we start the video, please be sure to give it a like, comment down below if you want to spark discussion, or if you have any comments regarding the information in the video today, and subscribe if you want to see more of my face and hear more of my voice. Alright, let's get right into it. Today's video will be about a topic that is very, I want to say controversial, but it does revolve around religion, and it has something to do with everybody on this planet. And that would be the day of judgment. You know, the day God comes down to rapture everybody, to take everybody back into the eternal afterlife, where his angels come and do his bidding, when the earth itself is put into a massive reset, when the world is no longer recognizable. You guessed it, the apocalypse. It all starts a few days ago when I was, scouring YouTube, just scrolling there. I came across a short clip, which I will leave a link to the video I'm referring to in the description below. Basically, there was a gentleman on a podcast and he was talking to his friend about a location on the planet where there is a river called the Euphrates River. Now, the Euphrates River is notated biblically. It is in the Bible, and it refers to the location where there are 4 bound fallen angels. They go by the 4 fallen angels. They go by the Horsemen of Judgement. They go by, I believe, even the Watchers. Now, if you don't know the story about the Watchers in the Bible, that is a video for another time. It is very interesting, and it is where we get some of our stories regarding giants and makeup and sorcery and all that good stuff. But that's a different story for another day. But pretty much, this location on the planet is where 4 angels or 4 fallen angels are bound. And normally, when you think about a river, you think of a body of water. However, in recent times, the Euphrates River has been drying up. And it's been notated that apparently, according to the gentleman on the podcast, there are, tunnels and, ruins being found in this area. And it was only recently discovered, because the river is drying up. So they're only just now being able to go and discover it, discover and explore all this stuff and actually find whatever it is that has been hidden under this river. Now, I'm not saying I know what's underneath there, or I'm not saying I know, what will be discovered underneath there, but I do find it interesting that this location is notated in the Bible, and it is just now being rediscovered. The location isn't being rediscovered, but things at the bottom of the river are being discovered because it's drying out. It could be due to a number of factors, including global warming, or just because that is prophecy. It's written in the Bible, so, therefore it may have just been the reason that it's happening is just because it's time for it to happen. I don't know about you, but I've been getting the feeling that a storm is coming. And when I say that, what I mean is just I have a strong feeling that something is getting ready to happen on this planet, like something major. But honestly, you may be thinking, what significance does this story have? What do we care about the Euphrates River? What do we care about these 4 fallen angels that are possibly under the river? Well, I'll read a passage from a website that I have pulled up here. These are the words of a voice John hears coming from the 4 horns of the golden altar. Revelation 9:13. This voice commands the 6th angel with the trumpet to free the 4 angels who are held captive at the Euphrates River, the ancient boundary between Assyria and Israel. Once again, Revelation reminds us that God is ultimately in control of these events, allowing or announcing each one. At no point in the end times is evil allowed to run entirely out of control. I'll just break that little piece down right there. John, in the Bible, hears the voice of God telling him to release the 4 fallen angels that are bound. When we say something is bound in some place, we mean something that is like held prisoner, like something that's stuck there, being held captive. Here we have text in the Bible telling us that God is saying, release these 4 bound fallen angels to do his bidding. Normally when we think of fallen angels, who is the first person you think of? The ultimate fallen angel, the initial fallen angel, Lucifer himself, the God's right hand man, who was once an angel and he fell from grace because he decided to challenge the word of God. Everybody knows that story, right? Keep that in mind. We know that these are demonic beings because they are described as bound. Of course, demons are fallen angels, many of whom are bound in chains of gloomy darkness. God's good angels are not bound but are free. If that alone doesn't scare you, or that alone doesn't concern you, the fact that there is a place on earth that is documented in the Bible to have been a river and that is now drying up around the same time that some other significant things are happening on earth. Now, one thing that I've been thinking about lately regarding this topic is the fact that it might be a far stretch here. I might be reaching for something, but we all know Beyonce, right? You know Beyonce, I know Beyonce. We all know the accusations against her and what, a cult group she's been a part of. I won't say the name, but you get it. Beyonce has been out of the public eye for, I don't really know how long. I don't really keep track or tabs on her everyday life, but I know she's been gone for a while. And recently she came out with a new album called Renaissance. Let me just define Renaissance here for you real quick. Renaissance is the revival or renewed interest in something. And blatantly on the cover of the album, we have her sitting on a horse, right? Now, let's just go back to the first thing I said regarding the four fallen angels or the four horsemen. Why would Beyonce be sitting on a horse? Maybe she's a cowgirl. Maybe she really wants a pet horse. I think there's an ulterior motive behind that. I think that it is genuinely Beyonce giving us a sign that there is something major happening on earth. If anybody would know first, it would be her, since she is one of the elites. Not only is she sitting on a horse on the cover of her album, but sprinkled throughout a few of her videos, she is also sitting on a black horse, a pale horse, a white horse, and a red horse. Now, I don't know about you, or I don't know if you know the story of the four horsemen, but those are the exact colors of the four horsemen of Judgement. This could, just like I said before, this could all be just one big reach. It could all just be because, I'm assuming it, or I just want to believe it. I just feel it. For some reason, I just have a strong feeling in my gut that there is significance behind why Beyonce came out with this album at the time she did come out with it. Because there is no way that you have Queen Bee giving us these, videos that don't really have too much significance other than her popping in the video every now and then with, her sitting on a horse. If I can include some of her clips from her music videos in this video, I definitely will. The four horsemen of the apocalypse, or simply the four horsemen, are described in Revelation chapter 6 verses 1 through 8. The four horsemen are symbolic depictions of different events that will take place in the end times. The four horsemen of the apocalypse have been referenced many times in literature, paintings, movies, and other media, often as catalysts of imminent cataclysm or the means by which a disaster comes to pass. And I know that it was somewhere, I believe it was either in the podcast the gentleman discussed with his friend or somewhere online. I will leave the links to all the sites that I used for this video. But it says something about like a third of mankind will be, wiped off the face of the earth with the coming of the four horsemen. Whether or not you're scared, whether or not you're prepared, whether or not you believe it, or whether or not you don't, it's all up to you. Simply take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, and do with the information or the topic what you will. One thing I do want to notate though, I find it extremely interesting that God, omniscient, omnipotent, can do all, can see all, knows all, is actually using evil beings to do his bidding. Where did I get evil beings from? Simply put, it's in the name, fallen angels. God is going to use four fallen angels to bring about havoc, to wreak havoc on this planet, in theory. And I just find that very interesting, because here we have somebody who is benevolent, has all of our praise, has all the glory, has all the power, And he's here using the 4 fallen angels who he once had bound underneath the earth back up again to, do his, his work for him. I just want to go back to that passage that I read before where it said, we know that these are demonic beings because they are described as bound. Right? Demons are fallen angels. This is verbatim from this website. And we know this. We know that whenever there's an angel who has fallen, it is now officially either considered a demon or it's evil. And, now it has no place in heavenly spaces. So it's very interesting that we have God, the word of God, telling 4 creatures of night to do his bidding on earth. Here, the 4 bound, fallen, evil angels serve a divine purpose. And that is just really, really interesting to me. It's not only interesting, but it just sparks a whole nother train of thought in my mind to make me want to go off on a tangent, but I won't do that today because I want to keep today's video short and sweet and simple. But I just wanted, like I said before, I just wanted to get this little point across to the audience and just put it into your mind that whatever you may believe in, across the world, there's religions that all talk about a higher deity, a higher being, who watches over us. And they all discuss an end day for mankind. I'm not sitting here saying that I know in the end days or the end times are, but it's just a strong gut feeling that I have that we're approaching it or we are already living in the end times. It probably has no significance to the overall, topic, but when I think about the word Renaissance by BEYONCE, I think of it, renewal, revival, redoing, a redoing of something, like a renewal, like something that's new again, that's was once old. And it just makes you think about all the songs that we hear on the radio that have like an old timey feeling to them. Like the throwback sound now is sought after. It's like it's catchy, it's new, it's hip, it's it's cool. Like artists like Bruno Mars, who has a bunch of throwbacky sounding music, who is that are newer songs. Beyonce's whole new album, one of the main ones I hear these days on radio is Cuff It. It just has such a throwback feel to it, even though it's a new song. It's on the album Renaissance. I'm sure if you go on the radio, you can find a few more people, a few more of your favorite artists who are using throwback sounding songs, like maybe like Doja Cat, Say So. Look at that whole video. It's just a throwback vibe. Very interesting to me. But I don't want to do, 50 minutes on this topic. I just want to give you that little bit of information, that little piece of my brain, and just give it to you and just allow you to do with the information as you will. You can call me crazy. You can say I'm on to something. Do whatever you want with the information. All I want to do is just put it out there and just get it off my chest and get it off my conscience. But thank you so much if you stuck around to the end of the video. I really, really do appreciate you for sitting here listening to me rant about what could be nothing, but it could also be something. I just want to say thank you for your time. Please, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give the video a like or a thumbs up. Please, please, please leave a comment down below because I would genuinely love to hear what you have to say about this topic. Whether you think I'm crazy, whether you agree with me, whether you disagree, just leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching the video. Until next time.